Hi and welcome. Now let's start at the beginning and define rhythmic division, okay? So in music, a division of a time length or a note length into equal parts is what we call rhythmic division. And that starts with our whole tone. Now the whole tone is worth 4 beats, so a whole tone equals 4 beats. Now imagine that you had a 4/4 bar, and in this 4/4 bar you will have 4 beats, okay? So the length of a whole tone will take up all of that bar. Basically, a 4/4 bar equals the length of a whole tone, or a whole tone equals the length of a 4/4 bar. Now the whole tone is a great note value to reference other rhythmic values to, okay? And that's exactly what we'll do here now. So let's just start with the whole tone actually. I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration of the whole tone. So basically we'll put the metronome on and I'm going to play a few whole tones for you, and each of these whole tones will last 4 equal beats of the metronome. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at that. So here is the whole tone at 70 BPM. Okay, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, now once we start to divide the length of this whole tone into 2 equal parts, the first note we'll get to is our minim or half tone, okay? And while the whole tone lasts 4 beats, therefore the minim or the half note will last 2 beats, okay? So let's just take a look at that as well, and I'll show you that with the metronome again. So this time, I'll play these notes for you, I'll play these half tones, and they will each last for 2 beats on the metronome. Okay, so let's just check that out. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I could count 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 just to give you a sense of this half tone lasting 2 equal beats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Great, that was our minim. So let's divide it into 2 equal parts again, and this way we're going to get to a note that we call a quarter note, or a crotchet in the UK. Okay, so while the minim was 2 beats long, each of these quarter notes will be 1 beat long, of course, because we divided that minim into 2 equal parts. Okay, so once I start to actually play that to you on the bass with the metronome, you'll hear me play a note per beat. So every quarter note lasts for 1 exact beat. Okay, so why don't we just take a look at that? All right, so here's the metronome. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have divided that whole tone into a couple of divisions now, but the quarter note is where we come to a real important division again, because once we get to the quarter note, we can then reference everything else that actually comes below the quarter note. We can reference it back to the quarter note as well, so we don't have to go back as far as the whole tone. Okay, so let's just take the first division. Let's just divide this quarter note into 2 equal parts and see what we come to. Now, when we do that, we come to what we call the eighth notes, or quavers here in the UK. Now, the eighth notes are very interesting because they'll have 2 notes per beat. So they'll have an on and an off beat. Now, the on beat will be the one that we play exactly on the top of the beat, and the off beat will be the one that we'll play while we are inside that beat. And let me just remind you of the quarter notes. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had a note on every beat. Now we're going to divide it into 2 equal parts. So we are getting a 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and, or you can count it 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I kind of prefer the 1 and 1 and because that will actually refer us back to the on and off beat situation. So the number would also always be the on beat. So the 1, 1, 1, 1, and the end is always the offbeat. So listen to this. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and. See how I actually play against the metronome. So I'm playing the offbeat, which is not on the top of the beat. So 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and. So just to go back to my earlier points about the 8 notes, they contain an on and off beat. So 1 and, or 1 and, 2 and, or 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, and so on. Okay, so let's take a look, and I'm just going to count them as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's just turn on that metronome and we'll take a look. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Great, so those are our rhythmic divisions coming all the way from the whole tone down to our 8 notes. Okay, now before we finish up here, I'd like to give you a little exercise to practice all of these different divisions with, okay? And what we'll do, we'll play every division for 2 bars, for the length of 2 bars. So we'll put the metronome on, we'll play 2 whole tones, and we'll play 4 minims, and we'll play 8 quarter notes, and then we'll play 16 quavers or 8 notes, and then we'll go all the way back as well. So we'll come from our whole tone down to the 8 notes, and back from the 8 notes up to the whole tones. Okay, so let me just show you that little exercise, and that's a great one to practice in different tempos as well. I chose 70 BPM here because it's not fast, it's not really slow. It's a great tempo to actually just to demonstrate stuff here for you. But at home, I highly recommend that you actually bring that value down to 60, 50, even 40 BPM, because that way you'll get a very, very good sense of every division that you're practicing. Okay, so let me show it to you first, and then you can practice it at home as well. Okay, so here we go at 70 BPM. 3, 4, whole tones. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, half tones. 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And now let's just play it backwards. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is exercise number 6, and this is a mix of dotted quarter notes and dotted 8 notes. We have 16th notes and just normal quarter notes in this one as well. And this one is based on a nice kind of bluesy type chord progression. So we'll go through a 1, 4, 5 type of chord progression here. Okay, so without any further ado, let's just play it. And so here it is, exercise 6 at 70 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's play exercise number 4, and in this one, watch out for this really high bit that I've added in for you at the end of the exercise. Okay, so again, let's play it without the tie at 70 BPM, and then we'll add those ties back in as well. So without the ties first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's just add those ties back in and play through the exercise. 1. Now this is a real nice Latin type groove, so I'm going to play it to you a little bit faster as well. So we'll take it up to 120 BPM, play it there so we can hear the character of this real great bass line actually. All right, so let's just do that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.